Not every game manages to maintain quality from start to finish, but these 20 games do it masterfully. Engaging stories, sharp gameplay, and vibrant worlds ensure that every minute is memorable. No filler or forgettable moments, just perfectly balanced fun from beginning to end. And when it's all over, the feeling is that you could keep playing for much longer. If you're new here, welcome to the Play Hunters channel. I bring you daily content so you won't miss any details from the gaming universe. And if you can, please subscribe to help me grow. I'd be really happy. From one gamer to another. Kicking off the list, we have a game that redefined horror and brought the franchise back to its roots. Resident Evil 7 abandons relentless action and dives into psychological terror. You take on the role of someone searching for a missing person, arriving at an isolated house. What seemed abandoned quickly turns into a nightmare full of macabre secrets. The big change comes with the first-person perspective, making everything more personal and terrifying. Exploring the mansion means facing narrow hallways, solving puzzles, and managing resources. The combat is brutal, and the enemies are unpredictable, requiring quick decisions. Fight or flee becomes a matter of survival in moments of pure desperation. The game balances exploration and terror, capturing the claustrophobic feeling of the earlier titles. The decaying atmosphere creates a realistic and unsettling world, heightening immersion. The narrative unfolds in a compelling way, tying into the franchise's universe. Hidden secrets alter your perception of the story, making everything even darker. In 19th place, we have a game that puts chaos and freedom in your hands. Far Cry 5 takes you to an isolated region, dominated by an extremist cult. Your mission is to weaken its leaders and help the inhabitants resist. The open world features dense forests and towns controlled by fear. Nothing happens in a linear fashion, and every action can lead to unexpected events. The gameplay maintains the essence of the series, with frantic gunfights and various approaches. You could charge head-on, act stealthily, or recruit allies to help. The arsenal is vast, blending powerful weapons with improvised tools. Vehicles are essential, allowing exploration by land, water, and air. Each confrontation transforms based on your strategy, making everything unpredictable. The world reacts to your actions, creating unpredictable moments with each playthrough. The inhabitants share parallel stories, some tragic, others absurd. The narrative adapts to your pace, allowing you to choose when to face each threat. Small decisions can lead to big consequences, altering events. In 18th place, we have a game that turns climbing into an engaging journey. Jusant places you in front of a colossal tower, where each wall represents a unique challenge. With only a rope and your skills, you must climb higher and higher, facing natural obstacles. The journey reveals fragments of a mysterious world, telling its story subtly. Each meter conquered brings an increasing sense of discovery and overcoming. The gameplay demands planning and precision, making each movement essential for progress. Different surfaces react in varied ways, requiring constant adaptation during the climb. The strategic use of the rope ensures safety, but each advance depends on correctly positioning your hands and feet. The environment silence is broken only by the wind and the impact of movements on the rock. Everything flows naturally, making the gameplay engaging and rewarding. The minimalist yet detailed visuals bring life to an immense and atmospheric world. Small narrative elements scattered throughout the setting tell a story without the need for dialogue. The climate changes with the altitude, bringing variations that affect the climb and deepen immersion. The subtle soundtrack reinforces the sense of tranquility and introspection along the way. Each climb is not just a challenge, but a connection to something much larger. In 17th place, we have an RPG that turns a vast world into a stage for unpredictable events. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth presents a land where the planet's vital energy is extracted as fuel. As a silent war intensifies, colossal creatures awaken and ancient threats resurface. The journey takes you to vibrant cities, forgotten temples, and wild landscapes full of mysteries. Each region holds secrets and challenges that change the course of the story in unexpected ways. The gameplay combines intense action with strategy, allowing you to switch between characters in real time. Physical attacks, devastating magic, and special abilities create endless combat possibilities. The open world is vast, with scorching deserts, dense forests, and towering mountains. Giant creatures roam the scenery, requiring preparation and specific strategies to be defeated. Besides the main missions, hidden challenges and side activities further expand immersion. The settings impress with their scale and rich details, making each location unique and engaging. The epic soundtrack amplifies the emotion of decisive moments and intensifies every battle. Characters interact naturally, developing bonds that influence the unfolding of the journey. The balance between action and narrative keeps the pace intense and full of surprises. Each new discovery uncovers hidden layers of this world, where nothing is as it seems. In 16th place, we have a game that reinvents the classic battle against an oppressive regime. Wolfenstein The New Order transports you to an alternate world where the war had a dark ending. The resistance is nearly extinct, and fighting the system means going up against advanced war machines. The mission takes you through destroyed cities, secret bases, and even unexpected places beyond Earth. Each step brings you closer to hidden secrets and shocking revelations about global dominance. The gameplay combines intense action with strategic moments, allowing you to approach combat in different ways. The arsenal is varied, ranging from heavy machine guns to devastating experimental weapons. The progression system encourages adaptations to your playstyle, enhancing stealth, brute strength, or hybrid tactics. Exploration is rewarded with hidden information, equipment, and alternative paths for missions. Every battle is brutal, requiring precision, quick reflexes, and smart use of the environment. The settings are a spectacle in themselves, blending dark ruins and oppressive technology in a devastated world. The soundtrack matches the constant tension, shifting between epic moments and unsettling silences. The characters are memorable, with dialogues that deepen the impact of the narrative and the weight of decisions. The story unfolds intensely, constantly introducing new challenges and twists. In a world overtaken by fear, the only way out is to fight until the last second. In 15th place, we have a series that redefines storytelling in games. The Walking Dead places you at the heart of a devastated world where every choice carries real weight. Survival isn't just about skill, but the decisions you make that change the fate of those around you. Small gestures can strengthen alliances or turn friends into deadly enemies. Every dialogue, sacrifice, and betrayal become scars that follow the journey from start to finish. The gameplay focuses on interactive storytelling, where your actions shape each scene in a unique way. Exploration, dialogue, and moments of tension blend together to create an intense and unpredictable gameplay experience. The danger doesn't only come from enemies, but from the tough choices that test morality and loyalty. There's no right or wrong path, only consequences that pile up throughout the story. When chaos takes over, there's no time for regrets, only for moving forward. The world is brutal and unforgiving, depicting a collapse where no one is truly safe. The soundtrack and voice acting elevate the emotional weight of every moment, making it all feel even more real. Characters aren't just NPCs, but individuals who react to your actions and remember every decision. Often, the right choice doesn't exist, leaving only the least painful one. In a world without hope, the real fight is about what you're willing to lose. In 14th place, we have a game that takes immersion to an impressive level. Red Dead Redemption 2 recreates the Wild West with a world rich in detail and natural behavior. Cities have their own routines, with townsfolk working, fighting, and reacting to what's going on around them. Forests are dense, filled with animals that hunt, hide, and migrate according to the environment. The weather dramatically changes the landscape, affecting everything from muddy trails to frozen lakes in winter. Interaction with the world goes far beyond missions and combat, making everything more immersive. Every animal has its own instincts, requiring patience and strategy to hunt for perfect pelts. Horses are more than just transportation. Bonds are formed that affect their behavior and performance. Small gestures, like caring for the animal or setting up camp, reinforce the sense of realism. Attention to detail makes every walk, ride, or rest a unique moment. The story is intense and shaped by the relationships between characters and the environment around them. The group's camp evolves with interactions, bringing spontaneous dialogues and decisions that affect the future. Missions arise naturally, without artificial breaks, making the journey fluid and engaging. The world reacts to your choices, changing how sheriffs, bandits, and citizens interact with you. Everything connects perfectly, creating a game where every detail matters. In 13th place, we have a game that transforms a dystopian future into a brutal battleground. The Surge takes place in a world where megacorporations exploit workers to the limit. After an experiment goes wrong, crazed machines and modified humans turn everything into a nightmare. The industrial environment is oppressive, filled with abandoned factories and hallways overtaken by chaos. Every step requires caution, as danger can appear from any corner at any moment. The gameplay features a strategic and unforgiving combat system, where every hit must be calculated. Progression encourages adaptation, with implants and upgrades changing your combat style. Enemies become increasingly unpredictable, requiring new approaches to defeat them. The setting creates a constant sense of tension, making everything more intense and immersive. In a world where technology has turned into a nightmare, the only way out is to become stronger than it. In 12th place, we have a game that redefines challenge in a vast and unpredictable world. Elden Ring transports you to a ruined land where fallen gods and colossal creatures vie for power. Each region hides secrets, abandoned castles, and lurking enemies ready to test your skills. Freedom is total, allowing you to decide when and how to tackle each challenge. No path is safe, and every choice can lead to discoveries or destruction. Combat is intense and strategic, requiring precision and study of enemy patterns. Weapons, magic, and special abilities offer countless combinations for creating a unique combat style. Each enemy represents a real threat, making every battle a true learning experience. Progression is free, allowing you to improve attributes and find equipment that changes the game. Whether exploring ruins, fighting bosses, or uncovering secrets, there's always something new ahead. The open world impresses with its vastness and rich detail, creating a mysterious atmosphere. Horse rides cross devastated fields, dark forests, and snowy peaks, each with its own story. Characters have complex motivations, offering missions that can drastically change the course of the journey. The somber ambience and unpredictable events make every exploration bring new surprises. In a shattered kingdom, only the most persistent will reach true glory. In 11th place, we have a game that puts you in control of the world's greatest detective. Batman Arkham City expands everything that made its predecessor great, offering an open map full of dangers. The city is overrun by crime, and every street hides threats, mysteries, and unexpected ambushes. Iconic villains control different districts, making every confrontation unique and challenging. The feeling of patrolling the skies and diving into darkness turns every moment into a cinematic experience. The fluid and responsive combat allows you to face multiple enemies with quick and precise strikes. Side missions bring engaging stories, revealing secrets and new challenges throughout the journey. Stealth remains a powerful weapon, letting you eliminate enemies without being seen. Every battle, chase, and investigation makes you truly feel like the Dark Knight. The atmosphere is dense and immersive, capturing the city's dark essence and its inhabitants. Gothic architecture blends with decaying areas, creating the perfect setting for secrets and conspiracies. Memorable characters make every encounter impactful, with intense dialogues and well-developed motivations. In a place where fear rules, the only choice is to face the darkness head-on. In 10th place, we have a game that takes you on an intense and psychological journey. Hellblade blends mythology and mental disorders, creating an experience that challenges perception. The world around you constantly shifts, reflecting the protagonist's internal struggle. Voices whisper in her ears, questioning her actions and heightening the sense of paranoia. Each scenario is crafted to mess with the mind, making everything oppressive and unpredictable. The combat is brutal and requires total attention, with no indicators or bars to guide your movements. Enemies attack unpredictably, forcing you to rely on sounds and gestures to react at the right moment. Puzzles play with illusions, making you see hidden patterns in the environment. The progression isn't just physical, but emotional as well, making every victory feel significant. The path is solitary, and each obstacle reinforces the weight of the journey. The binaural sound system is one of the standout features, creating a unique auditory experience. Voices come from all directions, some encouraging, others sowing doubts and fear. Using headphones makes everything more intense, making you feel every whisper too close. The immersion is total, with no elements on the screen breaking the connection to the world. Every step feels real, and the psychological terror never stops growing. In 9th place, we have a game that redefines space horror with an absurd level of immersion. Dead Space Remake places you on an abandoned ship where something terrible has happened. Dark corridors, flashing alarms, and distant noises create constant tension. Silence is broken only by screams, twisted metal, and creatures moving in the shadows. Every corner of the ship feels alive, ready to turn every step into a deadly trap. The combat is strategic and brutal, requiring you to dismember enemies to stop their attacks. Improvised weapons, like the plasma cutter, become essential tools for survival. Resources are scarce, forcing you to explore each environment carefully to find supplies. Some areas have zero gravity, creating disorienting and even more tense combat. Solving mechanical problems while monsters close in makes every second feel desperate. The 3D sound design is one of the major highlights, amplifying the sense of panic at every moment. Creatures crawl through ducts, making sounds that come from all directions. The sound of heavy breathing and heartbeats quicken as danger approaches. Dynamic lighting creates threatening shadows, making you see threats where there may be none. The ship is not just a setting, but an invisible enemy that never lets you relax. In 8th place, we have a series that turns stealth and freedom of choice into an art form. Dishonored Series places you in decadent cities where betrayal and corruption rule. Each mission can be approached in countless ways, from absolute stealth to total chaos. The map designs encourage exploration, with alternate routes and hidden secrets. Your actions shape the world, changing how characters behave and even the state of the city. The combat is dynamic, mixing traditional weapons with unique supernatural powers. Teleportation allows you to traverse environments quickly, while mind domination creates creative approaches. Each ability can be combined, creating endless possibilities for solving challenges. Patient players can go through the game without killing anyone, while the ruthless leave trails of destruction. The choice isn't just aesthetic, but influences the story and its endings. The world is rich, full of details that tell stories beyond the main plot. Documents, dialogues, and environments reveal secrets about society and its corrupt rulers. Characters react to your decisions, making each journey unique and full of nuances. In a world where power and vengeance walk side by side, every choice comes at a price. In 7th place, we have a game that turns alchemy and business into an addictive challenge. Potionomics puts you in the role of a potion vendor, balancing finances, persuasion, and strategy. Each customer has a unique personality, requiring intelligent negotiations to maximize profits. Ingredients must be combined precisely to create rare and valuable potions. Managing inventory, investing in the market, and upgrading the store make the experience even more engaging. The bargaining system is card-based, where each play influences the customer's mood. Strategies vary between being persuasive, manipulative, or even aggressive to ensure the best price. Building the ideal deck requires knowing your customers and adapting your approach to each situation. Beyond sales, you can form relationships with other characters, unlocking new cards and advantages. Every interaction matters, making trade just as strategic as potion crafting. The vibrant visuals and charismatic characters bring the game's magical world to life. Fluid animations and detailed expressions make each negotiation feel like a theatrical scene. Progression is rewarding, with new recipes, challenges, and opportunities constantly arising. The light humor and well-written dialogues make each encounter memorable and fun. In a competitive market, survival isn't just about talent, but also about your knack for negotiation. In 6th place, we have a survival game that pits you against the unforgiving cold. The Long Dark takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where nature has reclaimed its dominance. There are no zombies or monsters. Your real enemy is the extreme climate and lack of resources. Every decision can mean the difference between finding shelter or succumbing to the cold. Survival is brutal, forcing you to manage hunger, thirst, temperature, and exhaustion. Hunting is essential, but requires patience, as missing a shot wastes valuable resources. Storms can strike suddenly, limiting visibility and making any walk dangerous. The atmosphere is solitary and contemplative, with hand-painted visuals that reinforce the sense of isolation. Small details tell silent stories, like abandoned cabins and footprints in the snow. The story mode deepens the universe, bringing characters and unexpected challenges. Each survival attempt creates a unique experience, with no easy paths or definitive solutions. The world is always on the brink of disaster, and adapting is the only way to continue. In 5th place, we have a game that turns narrative and surrealism into a unique experience. Kentucky Route Zero is a mysterious journey through forgotten roads, where the real and the fantastic blend. The story unfolds through enigmatic conversations, intriguing settings, and subtle choices. The world reacts in unexpected ways, creating moments that challenge logic and perception. The gameplay revolves around exploration and dialogue, shaping the narrative fluidly. Choices aren't about right or wrong, but about how the story will be told and remembered. There's no combat, only interactions that reveal hidden layers of the world and its inhabitants. The minimalist and stylized visuals create a melancholic atmosphere, reinforcing the surreal tone of the journey. Light and shadow are used masterfully, turning simple settings into evocative landscapes. Small details, like conversations on the radio or texts on old screens, enhance the immersion. Each part of the trip is a fragment of something larger, a story that builds in silence and imagination. In 4th place, we have a game that turns combat into pure adrenaline. Doom Eternal takes frantic action to the extreme. Each arena is a destruction puzzle, where knowing when to attack and retreat makes all the difference. The combat demands aggressiveness, forcing you to use weapons, executions, and resources at just the right moment. The arsenal is brutal and diverse, with each weapon serving a specific purpose in battle. Managing ammunition, health, and armor becomes a constant cycle, making each battle a tactical challenge. The pace never slows, maintaining tension and a sense of power at all times. The environments are vast and varied, mixing demonic ruins, devastated cities, and futuristic bases. Enemies are smarter and more aggressive, requiring mastery of the mechanics to survive. Platforms and environmental puzzles add rhythm, creating moments of respite between confrontations. Destruction never stops, and the game forces you to master every mechanic to become unstoppable. In third place, we have a game that turns fantasy and physics into a visual spectacle. Trine 2 is a platformer where three heroes with unique abilities face challenges. The world feels like a fairy tale, with enchanted forests and forgotten castles. The gameplay lets you switch between a warrior, a thief, and a wizard. The warrior uses brute strength and a shield, while the thief masters the bow and agility. The wizard manipulates objects and creates platforms to open new paths. Solving challenges requires testing different strategic approaches. Playing solo or cooperatively completely changes the experience. The visuals are stunning, with vibrant colors and detailed environments. The soundtrack enhances the magical and immersive atmosphere. Each stage offers a unique setting full of surprises. In second place, we have a game that redefined challenges and atmosphere in action RPGs. Demon Souls places you in a decaying realm dominated by dark forces and colossal creatures. Each region has its own identity, from ruined castles to caves filled with horrors. The environments tell stories on their own, without relying on many words. The combat is methodical and unforgiving, punishing mistakes and rewarding strategy. Every victory earned brings a genuine sense of accomplishment. The remake enhances the atmosphere with stunning visuals and realistic effects. Lighting, textures, and weather amplify the immersion and the weight of the world. NPCs have ambiguous stories, creating mysteries to be uncovered. Between death and glory, your path is defined by your choices. North first place, we have a game that boldly reinvents its franchise with charisma. Yakuza Like a Dragon swaps traditional combat for turn-based battles, without losing its identity. The story blends drama and humor, following the journey of a betrayed former Yakuza member. The plot unfolds with emotional twists, exploring loyalty, friendship, and new beginnings. Each group member has their own motivations, forming bonds that evolve throughout the campaign. The game balances serious moments with unexpectedly hilarious ones. The city is alive with activities, from kart racing to managing a business empire. Many games include arcade classics and karaoke, offering variety beyond the main campaign. Exploration is rewarding, with random events and unexpected encounters around every corner. The neon-lit streets reflect a vibrant Japan, full of hidden stories. In a world where even street brawls are grand, there's always something new to discover. And tell me, which of these games have you had the chance to play? Did any of them spark your curiosity? And would you add them to your list of upcoming games? We'd love to know which one caught your attention the most. Share in the comments any game that should have been on the list but didn't make it. If you can, please subscribe to the channel to help me grow and never be unsure what to play again. I'm leaving 2 videos in the card, one I selected for you, and the other YouTube picked. Just click on either to watch. A big hug, enjoy the game, and see you tomorrow.